Welcome back to the Titanium Hanger. This is Mike. Today I want to talk to you about the NewAge H62 Louie. Louie. This Louie is a G1 version take on a blaster, and it's got paint and all that good stuff. Looks pretty cartoony. We're going to take a look at this, doing some comparisons, all this stuff. But I did get this at Shozy Store. You can get yours there too. I'm going to link down below where you can get yours. TH in the reviewer code for help the channel out. But let's get into taking a look at Louie. Coming up. I've been filming this segment first. Usually I forgot to, so now it's just empty box. But there it is, and none of the writing's in. Very little of the writing is in English. It's kind of interesting. I'm sure there's a reason they did it this way, but pretty cool stuff. There he is in some sort of a chair. Are they gonna make that chair? That's awesome. You know, from the movie where he was in the chair talking all that cool stuff. But yeah, there's the box. Here he is out of the packaging, and he does look pretty good. He is, of course, a NewAge figure that has great paint, great presentation. The figure does present very, very well, and I like the shininess of the paint and versus, you know, the flat matte. So we're gonna be doing some Magic Square comparisons. But yeah, this is what I would expect from a NewAge figure. But a blaster, it's just, blasters in my mind got to be one of the easiest figures to make, or easiest figures to nail, and they did a good job. I mean, looking at him from pretty much every angle, he looks pretty good, and I'm impressed so far with the size. I think he'll scale with my collection, and I collect mostly Magic Square and NewAge when they make stuff that I think I'm gonna like. But I think he's definitely gonna fit. He's gonna work. Will he be my #1 blaster? Maybe. We'll have to take a look at this and figure it out. But let's go ahead and get into some articulation, then do some accessories. All right, head side to side, nice and tight. Goes up as far as you want it to go. Not really any down. Goes a little past the 90. You can 360 that shoulder, and then bicep swivel. Double joint on the arm. All that good stuff works really well. Waist swiveling, ab crunching, Magic Square ab crunching. Magic Square really mastered that, but now NewAge is doing it too. We'll go all the way out here. The hip flap is the hip, so there's no flap. And then this whole section here, that's interesting. The whole section rotates with it to go back as far as you want. So you can frolic in the woods. Thigh swivel, knee only goes to the 90, and then the foot, the whole foot's moving. Not really any tilt, but it's got, is it tilt? No front and back kind of tilt. There we go, with the blaster. Pretty much what you'd expect for articulation. Swappable hands, we'll see all that. For accessories, he comes with 2 cassettes. One's in his chest, and I guess I'll show you how to get that out. Oh, pop it open, comes right out. If it gets stuck, just open the back here, and there you go. So that's what you got to do there. And there's the ram horn. We'll get into those here in just a second. Now, he does come with this gun. And I have to say, maybe it's more cartoon accurate, but I always, in my mind, the toy gun is what I was always looking for. And this is a little short, but it's okay. And then he has these. So you just pop the hands off, pop these on, the speakers, and then he can blast. I mean, it's what his name is all about. They failed to put this on the G1 toy for whatever reason, but there you go. He's blasting. Blasting. And him and Jazz can have a whole lot of fun with their blasting. Since I got that off, might as well put a splayed hand on. So pop it off the sprue and pop it onto here. The splayed hand has articulation in it. The in and out. So you can get some pretty cool stances and effects with that splayed hand. And he's got a pointer hand. I don't see the point. I'm putting it on there. So let's just get his other hand with his gun on, which is the way I do these things. What else does he come with? Well, actually, everything else he comes with would go on to these guys. So let's just get into looking at the cassettes next, and we can look at those accessories too. All right, let's start with Eject. Is Eject or Rewind? Eject. So it's kind of what you would expect. It is just a figure with he's all folded up in half. So let's disconnect that. Let's fold him in half and then fold him down and straighten his legs out to work. Ugh. Do the same thing here. Straighten his legs out and his foot out. Got to turn that foot sideways. There we go. That's how you get that one. And it's hard. I get it zoomed in. I got to get it in a good spot here that it's comfortable for me and you guys can still see it. But man, it's a tiny little guy here. But I don't think it's any smaller than Magic Squares. No, let's see here. I think this is the first cassette because I skipped the Soundwave for this company. So I think this is the first cassette. And then put these little guys in here. And we have, I don't know how much my hands are covering up everything. Probably a lot. Probably covering up a lot here. But does he stand okay on his own? Get that other gun in his hand. Yeah, I think he looks good. Give you a second to see him without my fingers in the way here, but the head does kind of move side to side. It's on a ball joint. The shoulder goes up, and it's on a ball joint. And then you have a 90 at the elbow, waist swivel, and a little bit of crunch forward and back, and then pretty much ball jointed on there, 90 at the knee. A little bit of movement on the foot because of the transformation, but feels like a solid little figure. I kind of like it. In fact, I don't really care about the cassette modes because I'm not in on all of the sticking it in their chest. And when they're this small, we've seen how many other companies have done it, DX9 and all those, where they made them look better, like better cassettes, but they failed in bot mode. So I'd rather them be great in their main mode than the cassette mode. But all right, let's get into this. We're just going to fold the legs down on the ram horn, pop his head out. Put the filler piece in. Oh, that's nice. It's a nice little filler piece they've got here. Let's see if I can get that working just right. Yeah, I got to take this whole section all the way to the down to get the filler piece to work right. There we go. There we go. Then we fold out these here and then adjust them down. What are they, like side ammo belts or something? And again, you're probably just seeing mostly my fingers, which sucks when you're transforming something this small. But then you can see it. There it is. And that's how they scale with the blaster. And yeah, pretty cool little figures. They work. Tiny. That's a nice little ram horn too. Nice little figure that they have going on here. Let's see, is there anything with a tail? Should have known there'd be some tail action. Let's get me some tail here. I have a spudger, but I broke it. I broke my spudger. That's some hardcore plastic if you can break a spudger. I forgot what I broke it on, but there we go. Now, let's do some comparisons. All right, so here are some comparisons. You can kind of see a side-by-side of Rumble, which is a bit bigger than their Eject. They're not exactly the same size, but they fit well enough that they'd work fine on shelf. By the way, I actually don't display Blaster next to Soundwave, but Magic Square, NewAge, and then this is the McFans Toys. I think this is McFans Toys KO Oversize. I can't remember, but either way, it fits. This one fits fine. It's a little bit cleaner. We'll do more side by sides there, but yeah, it looks pretty good. I think NewAge did a great job on this Louie, and just looking at what I'm seeing right here with the presentation and all that, this is going to be my blaster on my shelf, and I'm good with it. And as you can see right next to the Soundwave, which Magic Square's playing some silly games with not giving everybody the coloration of Soundwave that they want. And some other comparisons. So he's a little shorter than the Magic Square Prime. I'm perfectly fine with the height. I think it's fine. I think it looks good. I think it's great. Looking at it next to Hound, next to Ironhide, these are all the Magic Squares. Fits in with Magic Square. Probably fits in fine with your NewAge stuff. Just kind of put it out there. I probably should have brought out some more like of the movie characters, but it is what it is. There it is, and I think the scale is great. All right, now for the transformation. First thing I'm gonna do is come around here and open this up. And then we're going to fold the head back. And don't push it all the way in. Give it a little bit of angle on that piece so that when you come up, it can seat in properly and tab in like so. And then we'll leave this down. Now this does tab in down here at the bottom, so you got the back part done. Let's get into the arms. We're going to fold it inward, and then it just folds on a hinge like this. And then we want to get it down low enough so it goes into the leg. So I guess you can do that. Fold this over here, fold this over here. We get into the legs, and we are going to fold this down, pull this out, and then let's get it pulled all the way out. And we start opening up a bunch of stuff real quick on him. Let's see how we can get all this untabbed. Just gonna grab onto this little notch here and untab it. And opens up. And this should open out a little more than just that. Let's see what's going on here. Why are you not opening up out all the way? Open this, open this, open that out, open this up. But I feel like it should be coming out a little bit more than that, but we're going to leave that because that'll be fine for now. Then we are going to push this in just a bit, and we're going to fold the foot in, and this whole thing is supposed to come up and over. Up and over, up in atoms, like this. And then that's going to come down, and we've got one side of it done. Let's see how the back of it looks. Tabbed in, so all that's going to work. So we can do the same thing with the other leg. Fold the foot down. Open this out. Fold it out. You can put the foot back in, push this down. Let's finish transforming before we put the foot in, I guess. Then hold on to this little circle tab to kind of help get the ball rolling. There it goes, it opens up. And then this unfolds, this unfolds out. Then this unfurls. This one's giving me a little more trouble than the other side did. And then that one comes out. And then the foot, push this in just a bit so we get the foot in here to fit just right. And then make sure everything's aligned. It's going to come up and atoms. You know what? The first one seemed to do it just fine. But you are supposed to do like a break in the leg here for it, but it didn't cause me any troubles to not do that, so I'm not going to mess with it. I didn't have any trouble with the first one, so it's kind of interesting. I didn't have trouble with the first one. So, yeah, you are supposed to break that joint in the leg, but I didn't have to, so here I am, launching like a hurricane. Everything seems to be just fine without using that joint. Tabbing this together. There he is. That looks pretty good. Alright, so here he is in his alt mode, and he looks pretty good. I have to say that it's a good looking alt mode. Now, so now I kind of get it. They say to fold that piece out in the thigh is a tab that will hold this in tighter, but as you can see, it doesn't need it. It holds in tight, it's just fine. It does feel a little bit loose without them being tabbed in there, but it doesn't make a difference in the slightest in the angles and how it looks, so I wouldn't bother with it. But if you want it to be exactly the way they intended, you need to flip those tabs out on the thighs like I showed. But yeah, it looks pretty good. It's a nice little boombox. You know, one of the things I think of when I think of Legends is I'm thinking, I like the idea of stuff that could transform into like a Legends figure that transforms something that Masterpiece can use. It's still a bit big to use as a boombox. Now the thing about this is, I mean, yeah, I guess you can get away with Prime having a giant boombox like this working. Like in my mind, that's what I think of Legends. Like Legends should transform into this. That's actually going to be more like MPH Studio. MPH Studios are like the sub-Legends scale. Those should size as Masterpiece accessories. But I guess this could work. I mean, you could pull it off. This is not the size comparison segment, but I just have to show. This is Just something that I've been thinking about because I have MPA Studio Megatrons I'm going to be reviewing, and I think they'll work in the hands of Masterpiece. Can't wait to find that one out. And so that's why this is fresh on my mind, but this is a Blaster alt mode. A few things I want to showcase about this, like well, this one doesn't have springs, so it's not spring loaded. Like Masterpiece would be spring loaded. Legends is not. That's just kind of one of the differences. And as you can see, there's a head in there. This is where the cassette would go, but I've already transformed the cassettes. I'm not moving back. I'm not going backwards, guys, but I want to also showcase that, like when you retransform it, you want to get the head out and all that kind of stuff. What I would suggest you do is go at it from the back. So push this from the back to get that back out of there. I thought about just retransforming it back, but it's going to take some time. But same thing with a cassette. So if your cassette's stuck, go from the back like I showed. And that'll work. Should work. Should definitely work. There we go. Anyhow, that's kind of cool. But we do have paint on all this, and it looks good. And although the feet, it's not really the feet. It looks like it's the feet. Is it the feet? Yeah, that is the feet. Okay. So it was just a flat back of G1. I guess I should have gotten G1 out to compare, but G1's so much bigger. It's cool. I like the paint too, and in this mode, you see more of the reflectiveness of the paint, I think. It's flat. And then even the silver, the grayish stuff is painted. Still looks really good for an alt mode. And let's see size comparison. Alright, here it is with some of his friends and friends alike. They're all Autobots, so. Magic Square, I think. I don't even remember anymore. Magic Square, NewAge. No. NewAge, Magic Square, NewAge, Magic Square, NewAge. Yeah, it's a nice little mix of NewAge, Magic Square. And of course, he'd be like a thousandth the size or something in the mass shifting world. I don't have a Soundwave to compare to, but I have a Sound Blaster. It's not fair, but it is Fans Toys. Yes, it's the Fans Toys Sound Blaster. I still haven't transformed it back to bot mode yet. It's a heavy brick. Wow. Just kind of get an idea. Masterpiece transformation and stuff. Completely different characters, but still be kind of fun. Anyway, there's some comparison stuff. Right, this is my look at the NewAge, what do they call this one? The H62. And it is their Louie, and it's their blaster. It looks pretty good. I think that it works well. The transformation is fairly straightforward, a pretty decent transformation. Painted to the gills. I love that. It's painted really well. The figure looks good. The small 2 included cassettes look good. So I'm going to have a link down below where you can get this at Shozy Store. Remember, TH Free Code to help channel out. But let me know what you guys think about this. And are you in on this at all? And what do you guys think about figures, tiny figures that transform into actual accessories for the Masterpiece? Like, subscribe. Teddy Hanger out.
Can play pickle. We're all gonna look like burnt out toaster ovens.